students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is microorganisms, we were talking about that of the microorganism, and we had discussed about that of the useful microorganism. So we have seen here, students, that there are microorganisms which are very useful to us, which are used for preparation of the food, like in case of formation of the curd, or even in the formation of the bread also. We have seen here that it is also used for the medicinal purpose. So it is used for making antibiotic and vaccine. Also it is used for agriculture and environmental purpose also. Okay, so environmental uses, if we talk, so we have seen that there are decomposers. What is the meaning of the decomposers? So decomposers are the organisms which used to decompose the dead and decaying organic matter. So they used to feed the dead and decaying organic matter and convert them and help in transferring them into the soil again. Okay, so dead and decaying organic matter, it is fed by the microorganism, and these microorganisms help them to convert into the smaller one and increases the fertility of the soil, as well as it helping in cleaning the environment. So it help in making our environment hygienic. Okay, so we can say that it is used for environment as it help in cleaning the environment also. Okay, so this was what? This was about the environmental uses. Now let us move on, and we were talking about the harmful microorganism. So harmful microorganisms are the microorganisms which causes disease to us, okay, which are not good for us. And the disease causing microorganisms are also known as pathogens. Okay, so we have seen that pathogens are what they these are also a type of a microorganism which causes disease to us. Okay, and these pathogens, they used to get transferred from one person to another person, and the transfer of the pathogen, the transfer of the microorganism from one person to another person, that is known as a communicable disease. So on the basis of that, we can define the communicable disease. That is, communicable disease, it means it is a disease which get transferred from a infected person to the healthy person. That is why it is known as a communicable. Okay, so since it is related to the communication, so we can say that it gets transferred from one person to another. In the communication process also, we used to transfer our words from one person to another. So we can say the communicable disease is a disease in which the microorganism get transmitted from one person to another. Now, we are seeing that the communicable disease occurred because of the transfer of the microorganism, transfer of the pathogen. So, when this transfer occurs, there must be a need of a medium is there which help it transferring these pathogens from an infected to the healthy person. What are this medium? Or this medium is also known as the agents. So these are the agents which used to carry the pathogen from one person to another person. So let us talk about the medium which is responsible for causing the disease here. Okay, so we can write it. The various ways are there. The various ways by which communicable disease spread. Are the various ways by which these communicable disease get spread. And these are, the first one we will see here, student, and that is air. Okay, so pathogens, they may enter from an infected person to a healthy person through the air. There are a lot of microorganisms which used to flow, which used to move, or which can move easily with the help of the air from one person to another. You have seen students that if a person is having cold or if a person is having cough, so what will happen? This cold and cough viruses get transferred from that person to the other person. And how this transfer occur? This occur with the help of a medium, and that various mean is the air only. So air is responsible in carrying these viruses from an infected to the healthy person. Okay, so we can write it. Pathogens may enter. The pathogens, they may enter our body through breathing. Our body through breathing. Okay, so these pathogens, they may enter in the body through the process of breathing. When we breathe, so when we inhale or when we exhale, so we are simply releasing the microorganism also, which is present in our nose or mouth. Okay, so when a person suffering from a cold, suffering from a common cold or flu, common cold or flu, then what happened? Common cold or flu, then what happened? He used to sneeze or cough. He used to sneeze or cough, and thus he releases thousands of germs in the air. Thousands of germs in the air. Okay, thousands of germs in the air, and when a healthy person, he inhaled these germs which is present in the air, then he also started sneezing. So we can write it, that is, when a healthy person sneezes or when a healthy person, he inhales, okay, inhale or breathe this air, he can also get affected. He can also get affected or he get infected. Okay, and there are a lot of diseases through which used to get transferred through the air itself. Okay, so let us see what are the different kind of there are a lot of a disease which is caused by that of the breathing student. So some of the common diseases are measles, polio is there, tuberculosis is also there. So measles, polio, then tuberculosis is there, etc. Basically, how the microorganism get transferred through air, students. So obviously when a person sneeze, when a person cough, then what will happen? So this the microorganism which is present inside to that of the infected person will get released in the air, and when it gets released in the air, what will happen? The other person, the other healthy person, when he or she breathe the air, then what happen? This microorganism which is present in the air will also go along with the air in the body of a healthy person, and which causes this disease, okay, which causes the infection to him also. And the common disease are the measles are there, polio is there, students, tuberculosis is there, these days you see coronavirus is also there, so it gets transferred through the air also. Okay, so what is the thing, what is the suggestion you will give to the person who is suffering from such kind of a disease? You will always say that the person, first of all, you must keep a distance from the person so that you will not going to get affected, you will not going to get the infection from that of the infected person. And the second thing that you can suggest to the infected person, that he should use a handkerchief to cover his mouth or to cover his nose while sneezing or coughing. Okay, so we can write it that in order to safeguard in order to safeguard ourselves, we should keep our distance from the infected person, or we can say that we should make the infected person separate from the other so that the other people do not get infected. The second thing, that the patient is advised to use handkerchief. The patient is advised to use handkerchief. Okay, so the patient is advised to use handkerchief. Okay, handkerchief while sneezing or coughing. While sneezing or okay. So we can say that we should advise to the person that he or she should use the handkerchief. So this is the first medium, this is the first agent, student, which can carry the pathogens from the infected person to that of the healthy person. The second one is food and water. So you have heard about that the food and the water, because of eating food, because of drinking such kind of a water, the person get infected, the person got this disease, or person is suffering from such kind of a disease. So we can say yes, food and water also plays a very important role in carrying the microorganism. Okay, that is why we always suggest the people to drink clean water, to eat clean food. Okay, hygienic food. So second one is food and water. Food and water. Now see here that in case of the food, pathogen, they may also enter our body through contaminated food and water. So how the food get contaminated, student? There are a lot of ways by which the food get contaminated. If a person is there, he is infected and he touches the food, or he touches that of the water to the person have to drink. So through the food, the virus, the microorganism or the pathogens present over that of the food, and when a healthy person will take that food, this microorganism will also enter to the body of a healthy person and causes the disease. The second thing, students, the flies are, even the insects are also responsible, that we will talk about later. But here ultimately the food will get infected. When the flies used to sit from an infected place to a healthy place, to a food, to water, so he is actually transferring the pathogen. So although he transfer, but it is present in the food, and when person take that food, the person may get infected. So we can say that yes, food and water is also responsible for causing the disease here. So we can write it, pathogens may enter through any direct contact. With an infected person. Okay. So how it get with the direct contact? So here we should add the direct contact with the food and water. So in place of that, we can also write it like, that is, the pathogen may enter through eating any contaminated food and water. Okay, and through the food that we eat. Okay, food we eat or water we drink. Okay, so pathogen may enter through the food that we eat, or even it can enter through the water that we use to drink here. Okay, so I told you that if a person is taking the contaminated food and water, may cause the disease. Now what kind of a disease will be caused due to that of the food and water? So some of the waterborne diseases are typhoid, cholera, diarrhea, hepatitis, okay. So we can say that these are the waterborne disease. So taking contaminated food and water will also cause the disease. Now is any other medium, student? Yes, through direct contact also. Yes, not only through the contact with the food and that of the air, but through the direct contact with the person also may cause the transfer of the diseases from that person to the healthy person. Okay, so we can also write it through direct contact. Next one is direct contact. Direct contact. Okay, now see that the pathogen, there are a lot of diseases that if a person is in a direct contact with the infected person, so that disease get transferred from that person to the other. So we can also write it, the pathogen may enter in body through any direct contact. Pathogens may enter in the body, enter the body through any direct contact. Okay, through any direct contact with whom? With an infected person. Obviously, with the infected person. So we can say that with that of the infected person. Okay, which used to carry the disease. And the example are ringworm. You know that the ringworm used to get with the direct contact, it used to increases, it used to get transfer. Chicken pox is there, smallpox is there, students. Okay. So chicken pox, flu. Okay. So this is what? This is the kind of the pathogen which get transferred from one person to another through direct contact. So food and water we have studied. We have studied the direct contact. Now let us see that is any other means is there which used to carry the disease. Yes, I told you before that insects are also responsible for carrying the pathogens. You have heard about the case of malaria, student. So in case of a malaria, it is a mosquito which used to carry the disease. You are knowing that malaria is basically caused by a protozoa that is known as a plasmodium. But the transfer of the plasmodium, the transfer of this protozoa from the infected person to the healthy person is done through an insect, through a mosquito, and that type of a mosquito is a female Anopheles mosquito which is responsible for carrying this protozoa. So malaria is caused due to mosquito, but actually the mosquito used to carry the pathogen from one person to another. So we can also say that it is the insect. Now dengue is also there, students. Chikungunya is also there. This all are caused by the transfer of the diseases here. Even you have seen the house flies. So house flies, they used to sit on on an infected person. They used to sit on the infected place also, and after that they used to sit to the healthy body of to a healthy person or a healthy food, and may get the healthy food get infected, and finally it will cause the infection to the person also. So we can say that not only the mosquito but house flies are also responsible for making a person to sick. Okay, so we can write it insects. Insects. Some insect like mosquito and flies, some insects like mosquitoes and flies, mosquito and flies also carry pathogen. Also they used to carry the pathogen. Now let us see how. So pathogens stick to the body of the houseflies. Pathogens stick to the body of the houseflies, and when they used to stick, when they used to sit in a garbage or excreta of the animals of human, then these pathogens which is present there, it get a stick to the body of the housefly. So we can write it, the pathogens stick to the body of the housefly when they sit on, when they sit on garbage or excreta. Okay, when they sit on garbage or excreta. Now later on, this flies get the fly used to sit on a healthy person or the food. So it used to carry the pathogen from that of the garbage or excreta to that of the uncovered food item and finally contaminate them. So we can also write it that they carry or they transfer these pathogens to the uncovered food items and contaminate them. Items and contaminate them. Okay, so here you see that how the flies, they are responsible for carrying the pathogens to the uncovered food item and how they used to contaminate them. Now when a person who is healthy, and if he person will take this contaminated food, he become ill. So we can write it when a healthy person. So we can write it when a healthy person take this contaminated food item, becomes ill or sick. Okay, so this was about that of the flies, that how the flies they used to contaminate and how they are also responsible for carrying the pathogen here. Okay, so this is about the flies. Mosquitoes also do the same thing. So there is an Anopheles mosquito which causes malaria. How it causes malaria, student? So basically, what happened there? So this mosquito used to take the bite and take the blood, and blood of if the this mosquito bite to a infected person who is carrying this Plasmodium protozoa. So this blood which consisting of the protozoa, now the mosquito has sucked this infected blood or a blood of infected person. Now when it inject the other person, or when it bite another healthy person, so the Plasmodium from the mouth of the mosquito will get transferred to the blood of a healthy person. Okay, so we can also say that the female Anopheles mosquito is also responsible for causing the malaria here. So we can also write it that when the female Anopheles mosquito Anopheles mosquito bite a person suffering from malaria, bites a person suffering from malaria, they carry the germs. They carry the germs of malaria which gets injected to a healthy person. injected to a healthy person. Okay, so malaria, it is carrying the germs of the malaria which get injected to a healthy person. So like how the Anopheles mosquito used to carry the germs of the malaria from an infected person to a healthy person, and the same thing happened with the other mosquito, and that is female Aedes mosquito, which used to carry the germs of dengue. Okay, so we can also write it that is the female Aedes mosquito used to carry the germs of disease dengue. Okay, so likewise the insect used to carry the pathogen from the infected person to the healthy person.